Okay, so this airbag is really fighting us. We're getting to that nut there, which is in the bottom middle, but it's surrounded by steel on all sides and you can't get a wrench on it. We're trying to get a socket up in there, but it's right above this brake chamber, which the bracket for this dangerous spring is right in the way. You know, new spring brakes, the spring cage, you can't even take apart, but this was back when they let mechanics service them. So we're trying to get to that nut. We might have to remove this brake chamber, which is still going to be a challenge in its own. There's some nuts in there that hold it on, which we can get to, but our jack is in the wrong spot. Okay, thank you. That's all right. So we're trying to do that, and then the nut on the top is one of these thin little nuts like this, and we can't get the wrench on it very well. It's wanting to, as soon as we do put tension on it, it's coming off. So we're going to take a different nut, this one here. We're going to put a wrench on top of the bad nut, put a big washer to hold the wrench down, and then run this nut down onto it to smash the wrench on it so that we can break it free. Once we get it broken free, we can get it out, but right now it's just slipping off there. So we're going to attempt that on the top. It's going to be quite a challenge. So we loosened the brake chamber to see if that gives us enough angle to get up in there on that. Otherwise, we'll have to remove it.
We got to remove it. I'm sorry to say.
It's not there anymore, I think.
What's
It's not there anymore. The nut's not?
Nope, nothing. It's all gone. It just went boom, done.
Oh yeah, he busted it right off.
Do you
We're gonna need to get a new nut, but that's no big deal.
do you want to try that one?
I got it. Ah, I lost it there, but I got it again. No, don't see it. No, I lost it again.
Just want to strip.
It wants to strip, but it just slipped. There he went.
What? It worked?
Yep, it's coming off.
You're the
Damn
man.
it. I won it.
You're the man.
The hammer.
Did we spray any coil on that one?
Yes, I did, way back 2 weeks ago.
Wow, that was before I owned this baby. You were thinking ahead, Jared.
I'm that efficient.
Jerry's completing the first airbag on the rear suspension here on the drive axle. These were the hardest 4 of all.
Oh my God. I'm glad I wasn't in the line of fire.
I did not think it was going to shoot out of the hole.
Oh, I did, and that's why I moved.
Holy
You're
cow.
gonna have to pay me hazardous duty pay.
Last one. easy now. Light little hit. All right, so we've removed these old school brake cans. We're going to replace these with some newer modern stuff. We're also replacing these slack adjusters here. This is a very, very old style of an auto slack adjuster. And we're replacing all the hoses for the brakes. There's another brake can. Yeah, it is a mouse. He just landed on the hillside here and grabbed a mouse and then flew up in the tree and ate it. So this stud here is a shorty. It's much shorter than all the others. We're going to replace it. That was pretty easy. You can see how much shorter it is. It didn't even stick through the lug nut. These tag axle slack adjusters were seized. I was able to get them freed up and working again, but I didn't want to trust them, so we went ahead and ordered new and replacing those. It hasn't been lubricated probably since day one, it looks like. Normally, you know, they're kind of greasy and oily like that. These are off the drive axle. I was going to go ahead and replace these two just because of it. We're having a little trouble finding that particular part. I found the left side, not the right side, with the new modern style with the pin, not those. So we'll have one of those in today, but those were operational just fine. But this one, again, both tag axle ones were seized. I was able to get them freed up and working inside, ratcheting, but I didn't want to trust it. It's too important, and you know, for a $100 part. Said nope like 4 times. So we're replacing all these brake hoses on here. Brand new races are in this hub. Getting ready to put new bearings in. Scenic Cruiser's leaving today. Okay, the rain's coming in right now, so we're gonna take a break for a while. But we're just finishing assembly here. Brake cans are all set, ready to go on. Everything's pretty well done there. We're assembling a mobile tool cart, kind of like a pit cart for running tools around here on the property. So we got the Harbor Freight deal there, like $239, I believe it was, and then we used their little garden cart. It was like $80, and we painted it black, just to make it look a little better. And we're putting it together here. So when we're done, we'll see how it looks. About $400 in it, right around there. You didn't grind far enough down. What kind of fucking hot metal is this? This is the first hose for the air compressor. Runs to the air compressor underneath the exhaust manifold. This is the Achilles heel here. This has destroyed a mini Wanderlodge engine. It's very brittle. It broke off into 3 pieces just from Tyler trying to get it out of there. It feels, it's not rubber anymore, obviously. It's just completely dry rotted, shot. Needed to be replaced. It's gonna go out anytime. You can see it with the camera, but it's very deceiving because you can't get your arm down in there. It's on wide angle lens right now and the tiny little cameras. So Tyler's able to get it from the bottom side. He's in between the transmission filter housing, and the hose instantly broke as soon as he started turning it.
Can you grab the broken piece of hose and turn it off yet?
I probably can.
You say can or can't?
I got it.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Thank you.
Now we need to follow the other end of that hose. This thing is crispy.
You have to give me a minute. That is not an angle my neck, back, and shoulders I want to do.
Well, this one broke into 5 pieces as we were taking it off. We taped it back together, not as a repair, but so we can get the length right at the hose shop. That one only broke into 3 pieces, but it's much shorter. So yeah, that was quite the challenge. They're very crispy. You just look at them and they break. Like 2 pounds of pressure on it. I was trying to tug it out of a clip and it broke. Crazy. Did real good. I loaded the bottom down with a ton of weight. I have almost no weight in the top part here. Just real little things. So almost no weight in the top. That's the key. And then heavier stuff in the bottom drawer, and then all that weight down there with my big wrenches and the 1-inch drive sockets and everything down there. Impact gun, things like that. Hydraulic jacks, battery power station. So it's real stable. I don't think it's gonna tip over. I was worried about center of gravity. If I need to, I could add like a little training wheel to it, but I don't think I need to. Okay, got it tucked away for the weather for the night. I think it'll be good. So this is day 2 of the tool cart. It's made it up and down the hill multiple times here on the property. No issues. I have the solar charger on there, so I made it where I can just lay my panel up against the backside here during the day, and it'll keep everything charged up. So I have my power station there, the EcoFlow River. It's working awesome. Charges all our batteries. So the top hose here comes down and is the one on the left. The lower one that goes to the Y is the one that comes up to here. And then the other part of the Y goes up to the bottom of the overflow. We just pulled out the hoses that go to the radiator. We're going to get a measurement on them here and get them ordered. These are the ones that go to the radiator on the generator up front. So it comes out on a slide. So it's got these long, flexible hoses. So my guess is that's probably 6 or 7 foot long, each of them, the flexible parts of it. Okay, we're hooking up the new slack adjuster. Go real slow now. One more click, I think. Okay. Thank you there. So there you can see how short the stud is that we had to knock out because it didn't go all the way through the lug nut. Okay, so we ran shop air temporarily here to the can to pull back the parking brake so we can get the slack adjuster properly set. I was putting the pin back in on the side. This is different than traditional modern style self or auto slack adjuster. You have to take a little bolt out of the side on it. We're going to replace these with the new modern style, so nobody had any confusion on how to do them, but we weren't able to order them in. They're on back. One of them's on back order, and the other one they keep telling us tomorrow. They told us that 3 times. So we're just putting the old ones back on here, and next time he comes in, I'll change these slack adjusters. These were perfectly operational. There was no issue with them, other than it's the old style. Not every truck stop is going to know how to adjust those. They don't have that little pop out. This is one of the ones that was seized. You can see how dry they are. There's no grease or oil really. But that little bolt on the side right there, if you pull that out, you can't put a paw behind it like the other ones. So I tightened it down to the brake drum wouldn't turn, then backed it off a half a turn, and then it's not in a very good spot to get to. Ty's putting the center back in it now. Is it back in?
No.
It's fun, huh? You can't get to it. Bluebird put this steel right inside beside it.
They gave you handholds so you can reach down and up to get to it, but you couldn't get direct access to it. No, that's too much to ask.
I just pinched my fingers twice by holding on to the brake drum here and spinning it. And as my finger came around, got pinched between the
I felt bad the first
speedometer.
time. The second time was funny.
Yeah, I did it to this finger on the one side and this finger on this side. Did not feel good. I would like to never do that again.
All right, I'm gonna release the parking brake.
Okay, go ahead. And the drum does not spin, so confirmed.
S-cam, where's it at?
It's over here if you want to hand it to me.
There you go.
Wait, it comes in from the bottom. Go. You miss a lug nut? You got to pull real hard. You still got a lug nut out, Jerry. That's one of the top ones.
No, not on top. I couldn't see it. You're so close to the tire.
We're replacing all the brake cans. This is the last ones here. This is the drive axle. A lot of times they're type 24s, but here the front end's so heavy. I think that's why they got these 30s up there. But this is the world's shortest push rod that I've ever seen. It is, that jam nut is right up against the front of it. That's crazy. This is actually really hard because it's got this tiny little skinny nut right there that we actually had to pull the push rod out of the can just a little bit so we can get a wrench on the backside one.
Pry bar.
But the skinny one, I could use this. And this swivels, so you can't just block this right here. You think you could hold this and spin the nut. No, it swivels on there. You have to loosen that tiny little nut by holding the jam nut, which is, you can't even see it right now, but the big wrench is on it. The 15/16 is on it. This was quite the challenge.
Can you get those out of there?
Like I'm stuck. Well, we have the jam nut loose, but that doesn't mean anything because the other part's kind of seized down there right now. The clevis is. Okay, got it freed up. Does not make life easy. You don't need that.
I know. Just unless they can see how short this thing actually is.
Oh, yeah.
The threads that mount
plus
it
you
are
get your
longer.
measurement for it. Yeah.
Yeah, the mounting bolts are longer than the push rod.
What are you saying? I got a short push rod?
It's because Bluebird. That's what I'm saying.
So on the left, the gold one is an inner lug nut for a bud nut that's made for an aluminum rim. So it's got that steep collar on the inside before the bevel. The one on the right is made for a steel inner. And then if you look at the length on them here, the one that's shorter is made for a steel outer, and the longer one is made for an aluminum outer. So they had aluminum inner with an aluminum outer using a steel inner with a steel outer lug nut. So it's just way too short without the collar. They had 3 of those on there. So we replaced them with the correct inner lug nuts. Now the outer lug nut will engage the threads. You can see that's as far as that lug nut went. So it was only like, what, 5 threads on? And the rest of it, the lug nut came back to like here. It was completely not safe. Especially if sometimes some people should just put 1 on there. That's not really a big deal. But this had 4 on the same wheel. Okay, we got the hose started on the back of the compressor. Tyler's tightening it down now. That water pump to replace it is $1,700. Rebuild kit was like $150. We bought the rebuild kit for Jerry's, but most water pumps like that, like a Standing Man or whatever, they're normally like $500 to $600. So it's very surprising that that particular version, at least the where we called, was $1,700. Got a couple hoses we're replacing down there, hoses there, up there, there. There's another one up here, there, way back over there. Lots of them. Find it. We are torquing the wheels. Kelly's doing it, and we're right over the poop hose, so we'll be careful that we don't slip. My impact gun gets them very, very close with the setting on it, because you can set it with the Bluetooth app.
Is it on there all the way?
Yeah. Looks like my tarp's keeping it dry. All right, we got all the wheels back on the bus except for the one tag axle because we still need access to repair. We're going to seal up that water compartment that got damaged from the blowout of the tag tires. So we're still replacing coolant hoses here on the generator. We just had a lot of rain come through. We got more rain coming later today. We're just down to the engine stuff now. So again, all the wheels are back on except for this one tag because we're going in and we're going to seal this up. Oops, to stop the water damage in here from where that tire took out everything. We've already removed all the metal that was in there and everything. And we got all new coolant hoses here and the flexible hose, and then we've got like 4 more sticks in the back at various sizes to work on the engine too. Here's several more of those sticks. So we got 4 sticks there and some more elbows. And then the sticks and elbows that we've got up there up front, plus that flexible hose. And then O'Reilly's ordered us some more flexible hose of some other sizes for us today too. So my solar panel just folds up and I just bungee cord it to the side of the tool cart there so I have all my power. And it easily deploys and I can just lean it up against the back of the tool cart. I park it towards the sun and I'm good to go. Tyler's got the hose cutting station going here. He's cutting a very special one right now that you have to bevel the sides on it. It goes on top of the water pump in order to get it on there right. You gotta kind of make a little indentation in it like that. Another awesome delivery from O'Reilly's. They've really been a huge help on this project. As usual, they're only about a mile away and they make several trips a day here.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead and start.
Up his tools, check the air and all those duels. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Well, he's got a long hard ride in old Lenny the Silver Sides. Get that bus grease monkey on the road. Well, he's got that hammer down and that 47 Hound. It's that bus grease monkey on the road. He travels all around and he's coming to your town. Get that bus grease monkey down the road. See that 4104 with the propped up engine door. Watch that bus grease monkey do his thing. 30 years behind that barn, 'cause it don't run worth a darn. Watch that bus grease monkey make it sing. He knows in Detroit there's no doubt, upside down and inside out. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide in that old blue Silver Sides. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Now he's moved his family to the hills of Tennessee. Watch that bus grease monkey make his home, bringing buses back to life with the help of his dear wife. Watch that bus grease monkey get it done. Well, he travels town to town working on them old greyhounds. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide in old Lenny the Silver Sides. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know?